I mean, it could just ruin you if you just were obsessed on somebody feeling you up. There was Johnny, who was a 3-year-old. He didn't want to walk through the machine, and TSA came up, pat him down, and they said, "Oh, touch," and he said, "Oh, I'll complain. I'll have you arrested." So they threw him out. He couldn't. He couldn't fly. But you do have the right to not be patted down. You just can't fly. I mean, they really need to follow their rules. If they're not even going to follow their own rules, if they're going to be rebellious, we shouldn't have to put up with it. If many people refuse to go through the machine, then they would all want a pat down. That means they'd have a huge line and we would have long waits. There are websites out there advocating that people refuse the machine. But they'll like touch your butt, they'll go down in your pants. I mean, they touch everywhere. You know, it causes a huge line. And people would end up missing their flights. It's so much more trouble. There's the man that had planned to not wear any underwear under his pants, so when they went down in his pants to check for stuff, they'd end up being touching his private area. He's gonna go Wednesday, so we'll see what happens. I know you can't bring any liquid unless it's very small. You have to take your shoes off and put them on the conveyor belt. You have to have your laptop out and put that on. There's one person that said, if we're going for some kind of, something that's going to be uncomfortable, we should be able to do it behind an area that's protected, so it's private, so not everybody's watching. My wife and my daughter, ooh, he said if they touch them, I would not accept that. TSA says for 12 years old and under, they pat down differently. But if you're above 12, oh my gosh, can you imagine a 12-year-old getting patted down? Like, I mean, you feel like violated. It'd be like your ex taking advantage of you. Mm. People complain about the machine, wondering if it's safe. And they're saying, yes, it's safe, it's FDA approved. Up to a year. So they can do it, they can have that machine for up to a year. Some people have written letters. They just don't think, they're not fully done studying these yet. I mean, for it to go through your clothes, that's some high-powered x-ray stuff. I mean, what if somebody's pregnant? Or, teenagers, what if they're sensitive? The government just says, not my problem, not my problem. There's a cancer doctor who refuses to go through the machine. Says, I'll let them pat me down as much as they want, but I'm not going through that machine. They do have another kind of machine that are at some airports. There's no x-ray used. Some airports have them and some don't. I mean, if you only go through there once or twice a year, it's really not that big of a deal. But if you work at the airport or you drive for the airport, in some way, and you're having to go through that all the time, you definitely are more at risk. So we'll see what happens if they change the rules or not.